It seems that we can barely go a single day now without learning even more about Hyrule Warriors. And this time it was in the form of a new trailer showcasing Zelda using the Wind Waker in Skyloft. So you know what that means, it's time to break out the analysis machine and see what secrets are lurking within. But it is a very short trailer, so don't expect anything too mind-blowing. Especially because we've already covered many elements of the game in our previous analysis video, which you can find linked in the description below. Alright, so let's get started. So the very opening of the trailer shows what appears to be Zelda's stage entrance when using the Wind Waker. And we see all kinds of things appear during this animation, including leaf petals, fairies, and even a music staff that surrounds Zelda. Which makes sense given the Wind Waker was a music-based item in the original game. And true to its name, the Wind Waker can be used to summon gusts of wind, as shown with these light attacks and can sweep enemies off of their feet. But of course, her combo finishers are where things really start to get more exciting, such as this one that appears to result from a single light attack followed by a heavy one, causing electricity to shoot along the ground in a diamond pattern, while lightning strikes a conversion point ahead. Next up, we see what happens following 2 light attacks and a heavy combo, where a 360-degree gust emanates from Zelda, before causing a lightning storm directly in front of her. And did you notice the electricity took the form of a music staff once again, complete with musical notes that run along the length of it? Yeah, just another cool nod to the musical nature of this weapon. Following that, we can see what happens when 4 light attacks are followed by a heavy, in which case a giant gust of wind blows the enemies surrounding Zelda away. But even that's nothing compared to her next move, where she summons a giant tornado that can suck up any nearby enemies it crosses. Oh, and Zelda has full control over where it goes too. Now we think this one is activated by 2 heavy attacks in a row, as we can see her first perform a wide-reaching wind attack that blows enemies off their feet, which appears to be a heavy, and we're guessing a second button press might be what activates the tornado. From there, we think you'll either continue to hold the button down for however long you want to use the tornado for that time, or it might actually persist until you press the button a 3rd time to disband it, which then sends the enemies flying. Although there's also the possibility that it automatically disbands after a certain amount of time too. Either way, it looks to be a very powerful move. Although it does seem to be balanced by leaving Zelda extremely vulnerable during its duration. And we're guessing if she does get hit during this, it will cause her to disband as well. And by the way, did you notice how the tip of the Wind Waker sparkles during this animation? It's just another neat callback to how the item worked in The Legend of Zelda the Wind Waker, where it did the exact same thing. Now beyond her combos, we also got a look at a couple of specials. The first is shown at the very start of the trailer, in which she freezes the enemies in front of her before sending out a strong blast of wind. Now her second special appears to have an even wider range in front of her when it comes to freezing enemies. But check out what happens next. It not only lifts them into the air, but the burst of air that follows sends all the nearby enemies flying too. Yeah, it looks pretty darn powerful. Now in the case of both of her specials, we can see the trademark music scale appearing as part of the attack. But there's also another really neat detail that appears to be unique to the specials. Because if you listen close, you can actually hear a famous Ocarina song from Ocarina of Time play for each of them. So in the case of the first special, it's a Song of Storms. Did you catch it? See? And for the second, it's Saria's song. Did you catch that one? Pretty cool, huh? Although it is a bit odd that the songs are based on Ocarina of Time instead of, you know, the Wind Waker. But it does just go to show that anything and everything is fair game when it comes to mixing and matching elements of the Zelda universe for Hyrule Warriors. After all, this entire trailer takes place in Skyloft from Skyward Sword. But it's looking just a bit different than it has before, such as in this picture of the village, in which debris can be found all over. Then there's the fact that Pumpkin Landing is crash-landed into Skyloft. What's going on here? And in this picture of the goddess statue, we can see Fan Island is suspiciously close too, and is actually coming from the opposite direction of where it can be found in Skyward Sword. Yeah, some weird stuff appears to be going down here. But even if we ignore the damage, Hyrule Warrior Skyloft isn't the perfect recreation. For instance, the buildings surrounding the goddess statue have been greatly simplified, and no longer appears to feature the courtyard from Skyward Sword. And then there's the fact that the geography in this picture doesn't seem to quite match up with how the area was portrayed in Skyward Sword. And there's something else odd here too. See the sun-like symbol there? In Skyward Sword, that was originally located only above Coquille's house. But now it can be found not only here, but on the red building in this residential area too. Which is especially odd considering how accurate the rest of this area is. I mean, if you compare to Skyward Sword, you can see it's remarkably faithful. In fact, it's about in this area that the opening scene of the trailer takes place in, as we can see those same buildings just behind Zelda. But as for the exact area that Zelda's standing in herself, yeah, that's entirely new, seemingly replacing this mostly empty section from Skyward Sword. And the outer rim of the island that Zelda fights on for the remainder of the trailer has been greatly expanded in order to accommodate the massive battles. Alright, we're almost done here, but there's still a couple more details I wanted to point out. Like in this scene, we can see an odd purple trail forming an arch in the sky. And one of the more recent screenshots gives us an even better look at it, showing that it connects to one of the nearby sky islands. So our best guess is that this functions as a warp point of sorts, transferring you from one island to the next. In fact, if you look close, you can even see arrows on it pointing in both directions, suggesting that this is the case. Oh, and obviously Levias, also from Skyward Sword, will appear in this stage as well. In fact, he might just be what transfers you from island to island along the Purple Sky Trail, since you can also catch a ride on him in Skyward Sword as well. Alright, and that wraps it up for our analysis of the Wind Waker trailer for Hyrule Warriors. Like usual, let us know if we missed anything by posting in the comments below. Thanks for watching, make sure to stay tuned to GameXplain.com for more on Hyrule Warriors and other things gaming too.